This YCN segment is brought to you by Mount Sunapee Resort. Fun for all seasons.
Welcome back. YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Brett Franklin in studio, and we move to the NFL where the Patriots are coming off a big win, 23-7 victory on Sunday Night Football. And if you could see the game in the fog, it was a pretty good one. Patriots really just, they had the blocked field goal at the beginning, and they never looked back, and a late touchdown, but really, this was almost a perfect game for them, I'd say.
Yeah, it was, and it was a reassuring feeling for Patriots fans, because they hadn't really looked that good at home at all this season, a place in Gillette that they've always really dominated teams. But yeah, it really, in essence, should have been a shutout. Julio Jones just makes an insane catch to rip an interception away from a Patriots defender and scored the touchdown. But I think, the defense seems like it's turned a corner. We've talked about it on the radio for the last 2 weeks now. Is this defense better without your big signing of Stephon Gilmore? So far, so good. Malcolm Butler has stepped up. They're getting after the quarterback. Yes, I know Atlanta's not a very good team. Yes, they're poorly coached, and they made some terrible play calls on Sunday. But you know what? The way this NFL has shaped up, Jeremy, I ask you to name me a clear-cut number one team. They went in, they got the job done, they got the victory, and they're 5-2.
Yeah, 2 points there. We'll get back to the cornerbacks because I think that's interesting how they go forward. But you're right about the NFL this season. We make our picks every week here, the Salt Hill Pub Picks of the Week, and we don't even know what's going on. There's no teams that you can count on. You can say, this team, they're at home, they're going to win. Because as we've seen, Falcons go down 2 games at home. They go on the road. We thought, okay, maybe they can do something. They lay an egg because a lot of that play calling and coaching.
Panthers lose, who you thought was a good team.
3 points against the Bears.
Steelers have been hit or miss this year. Oakland has had their issues. Chiefs aren't playing very well. Here's the thing. When you've got a mediocre NFL, when everybody's kind of the same, and that's what it feels like. Everybody's kind of on equal footing here. The difference that the Patriots have, they have the greatest coach and the greatest quarterback of all time, and I think in especially a year like this, that's going to pay off big for this team.
Right, so the future of this season is definitely looking a lot brighter after that game. So we go back to the secondary and talk a little bit about that. What is their plan going forward when Stephon Gilmore and Eric Rowe are ready to come back? Because I know you can't not play them. You're going to play them, but if your cornerbacks and secondary are doing the job that they did, you can't bench those guys either.
No, and I think it's going to get to a point where the Patriots are going to say, hey, let's take our time in bringing back Stephon Gilmore. I think Eric Rowe can seamlessly fit back in there, but I just don't know what it is with the former Buffalo Bill that he just can't pick up, and maybe the injury has something to do with it. But I think right now you got to go with what's working for you. Batamosi, who is primarily a special teams guy, he's played really well in that secondary. And Malcolm Butler, as we mentioned, has finally gotten back to to last season to where he is. It doesn't seem like this is going to be a top 10 defense, Jeremy. It could change. We still have plenty of time left. But like I said, you just need a defense that can make plays, make stops when you need it, and get turnovers. They did it in the last 2 games. Can it carry over this week to a high-throwing team like the Chargers?
Yeah, and that gets us to our next point of the Los Angeles Chargers. Can't really suffer a letdown this week, and I know, people will say, well, it's a Belichick coach team, that won't happen. But like I said, this team is different than other teams in past, whereas the Patriots, and you think they can't lose at home. Well, they've done that. They can't commit bad penalties. They keep doing that. So as much as I want to say, hey, they'll be able to win, can't overlook the Chargers. You got a bye week after that, and then 2 tough games in Denver and then Mexico City against Oakland.
Yeah, I'm confident in the Patriots getting a win here. I think they're now a 7.5-point favorite in the last time we checked. But, you look at the Chargers, and, they've gotten some wins over the past couple of weeks. But what? They beat a Denver team who doesn't have a quarterback.
They've kind of fallen off.
And then they beat, was it Oakland the week before?
They beat Oakland, and I think they beat the Giants.
Yeah, too. So, 3 teams, and the Oakland was without their starting, or was with Derek Carr, but he came back and he didn't play very well. Either way, I just think the Patriots should win this game. Phillip Rivers, you keep thinking every year that this guy's going to, stop making mistakes, but then it's like, oh, it's year 13, he is what he is. And the Patriots are going to get to him. I think they're going to create turnovers. And the running game, Dion Lewis, they have found him now. It seems like that is starting to come to fruition for this offense. I think the Patriots have turned a corner, but it's still going to take a couple weeks.
Right, so they'll have the game Sunday against the Chargers, the bye week, and then, like I mentioned, the 2 road games. And if they can go 1-1 in those 2 road games at Denver and then against Oakland and Mexico City. I think that's a win. I know neither of those teams are superb, but like we said, going on the road in the NFL this year or even at home, it's tough. We don't know what to expect. So Patriots looking good for right now and maybe finally turned a corner. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk some NBA. Celtics getting a big win last night, and I'll explain why I thought it was a big win when we come back. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.